Hey, I'm back. So if you've been following my channel, I've not posted anything in a while. And one of the reasons is, you might know I've been doing my master's in divinity. That's been taking up a lot of time. I've been focusing on another couple projects, which hopefully I can give you some more details on those projects in the future. But yeah, life's been busy and I would like to start making videos more consistently. We'll see how that goes. But I've been thinking about this channel, thinking about where I want to take it. And I think I want to focus speaking to Christian young adults, Christian teenagers, that kind of a demographic. So going forward, keep that in mind. And one thing for me that I find sad is watching a lot of my friends that I grew up in high school. I went to a private Christian school, and they're just not following Jesus anymore. They're off doing their own thing. And generally, those are the mainstream statistics. If you look at the stats that are out there, people that grow up going to church, graduate high school, graduate university, a lot of them walk away from the faith. So in this video, I thought that I would give you 5 reasons to believe in the existence of God. So let's jump in. Number 1, science. Okay, when you think of reasons to believe in God, a lot of people think that science actually is like, in some way, evidence against God. But I find it's the opposite. So science teaches that the universe had a set beginning. So the universe has not been around for eternity. That's what a lot of people thought several decades ago. But no, the universe had a set beginning. That's what scientists are telling us. And so if the universe had a set beginning, where did it come from, right? Did the universe just pop into existence from nothing? Or did something create the universe? That's the question. So everything that begins to exist has a cause. The universe began to exist. That's what science tells us. So therefore, the universe had a cause. And looking at that, it seems to make most logical sense that that cause was God. We know that nothing produces nothing. So to say that nothing produced the universe, that does not make scientific sense to me. So if you look at science, it points to the beginning of the universe, and that's what Genesis 1:1 points to. In the Bible it says, "In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth." Modern science agrees. Reason number 2, the odds. The odds of life being in the universe is just incredible. So if you take 10 to the 18th power, that is the estimated amount of seconds from now reaching all the way back to the very beginning of the universe. That's a really big number. 10 to the 80th power is the estimated amount of subatomic particles in the entire universe. Okay? But let me read to you this stat. This is crazy. If the force of gravity or the atomic weak force had been altered by as little as 1 part out of 10 to the 100th power, the universe would not have been life permitting. And that's just one example. There's several of these crazy, ridiculous numbers that the universe had to just be so fine-tuned. And if it was off just by a tiny bit, no life. So here we are. Are you going to chalk this all up to chance? We're just here. We just lucked out. I don't think so. I don't think so. Reason number 3, objective morals. So there's all things that I think, the majority of society would agree are wrong. For example, raping innocent children. We all agree that raping innocent children is wrong, is evil. Unless you're some crazy psychopath, then we probably lock you up. But here's the thing. Who are we to say to a group of people, let's say that their culture is, they rape kids. That's what they do. And they don't find that wrong. For us to then say to those people, you know what, that's actually wrong. You shouldn't be doing that. To say that it's wrong, to say that raping children is wrong, at all periods of time, in all cultures, it's always wrong. We need to be appealing to a higher standard to say that. Because if we just, are these evolved beings, this is all a big accident, we're here floating around the universe. There's no right or wrong, there's no up or down. We can be culturally conditioned to believe that certain things are less appealing. And we could say, personally, I'm not a fan of raping innocent children. But to actually say, no, every culture, everyone, every time in history, it's always wrong to rape innocent children. To say that, you need to appeal to a higher standard. You need to appeal there being a God. And God does say rape is wrong, for example. So we all know in our hearts that good and evil exist, and that's because God has written on our hearts a moral law. He's told us inside we know that certain things are right, certain things are wrong. So Dr. William Lane Craig summarizes the moral argument by saying, Premise 1, if God does not exist, then objective moral values and duties do not exist. Premise 2, objective moral values and duties do exist. We all know raping kids is always wrong. And then the conclusion, therefore, is, therefore, God exists. A fourth good reason to believe in God is biblical prophecy. So in the Jewish scriptures in the Old Testament, there's all of these prophecies written hundreds of years before Jesus came on the scene that say the Messiah, this person who was going to come, was going to do all of these things. And so this guy, his name was Peter Stoner, he took 8 of the prophecies of the coming Messiah that Jesus fulfilled and just tried to calculate what are the odds of someone fulfilling these prophecies. And so this is a conservative estimate. Here are a few of the prophecies that Jesus fulfilled that he went through. Number 1, the Messiah will be born in Bethlehem. Number 2, a messenger will prepare the way for the Messiah. Number 3, the Messiah will enter Jerusalem as a king riding on a donkey. Number 4, the Messiah will be betrayed by a friend and suffer wounds in his hands. Number 5, the Messiah will be betrayed for 30 pieces of silver. Number 6, the betrayal money will be used to purchase a potter's field. Number 7, the Messiah will remain silent while he is afflicted. Number 8, the Messiah will die by having his hands and feet pierced. So all of these things Jesus fulfilled. And so this guy tried to calculate, what are the odds of someone fulfilling this? And he came to the number 10 to the 17th power of someone fulfilling these prophecies, which is a crazy, crazy big number. But here's the thing, guys. Those are just 8 prophecies. Jesus fulfilled 108 prophecies in the Old Testament. And if you just take 48 of those prophecies and you try to figure out, well, what are the odds of someone fulfilling all these prophecies? You get the number 10 to the 157th power. Remember, 10 to the 80th power, that's all the subatomic particles in the entire universe. So just looking at the odds of like, what are the odds of, someone to fulfill all these prophecies that the Messiah was going to fulfill? And Jesus fulfilled these prophecies? I don't know. I look at that and I go, that's crazy. Like, this is some good evidence here. And number 5, Jesus' resurrection. So there's 4 facts when it comes to the resurrection, and everyone agrees on these facts, okay? Whether you're atheist historians, Christian historians, Muslim historians, whatever, these facts are undisputed when it comes to Jesus. So number 1, Jesus was crucified. Number 2, Jesus' body was buried in a tomb. Number 3, the tomb was found empty 3 days later. And number 4, Jesus' disciples, along with hundreds of other people, believe that they saw Jesus alive at the same time after his death. So people do not disagree that these 4 things happened. What they do disagree on is how to interpret these facts. So some people will say, the disciples stole Jesus' body. They took it from the Roman guards that were guarding it. Other people might say, well, these 500 people that saw Jesus after his death, they just had a mass hallucination at the same time. But if you kind of look into these theories, they begin to crumble when you do some deeper digging. So I encourage you, a great movie that came out, I saw it twice in theaters. You should totally go see it. It's called The Case for Christ. Excellent movie that explores the historical evidence for the resurrection. You should totally check it out. Anyway, these are just 5 reasons that I think are good reasons to believe in a God and a creator. So hopefully this video gives you some food for thought. And thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I will see you soon.